Hey guys, it's LSuperSonicQ, and today I'm going to do a quick demonstration on how to make your clay figure pose. So as most of you know, I don't normally make my clay figures pose. I have done a couple in the past, and that's why I'm going to do this video, because I have very minimal experience with it, but it's better than nothing if you want movement in the arms or the legs or whatever. So this is pretty much how I do it, and it's not professional at all. So thanks Halloween Informer for requesting this video, because now you and everyone else can see how this is done. So alright. Like I said, it's not professional or anything. If you wanted that, you could get into figure joints and, cutting figures apart and really doing all that stuff. But this is just really basic and stuff, and it does create movement, so this is pretty much how you do it. This is what I typically do. Okay, so you got like this going on right now. Okay, pretend this is like your body. So you got a body right here, and you're like, I want an arm on this body that can pose up and down and stuff. So what I would do is take this green. Now this is just like a green twist tie from like a grocery store that you tie up like your groceries, like your fruits and stuff with. So if you were sculpting on a larger scale or wanted a stiffer joint, then you would need something stronger. But for me, when I do this, I usually just sculpt about, like not very big. So this usually works fine for me. But of course, like I said, you could get something, a little thicker. The point is we're going to use like a wire. So we're going to do this, and I'm going to stick it in here, just like that. It goes in the clay pretty easily, and it kind of looks like that, but of course that looks ugly, so we're not going to leave it like that. Now I'm going to take some more clay, and you know how for arms you have the shoulder joint, the elbow joint, and maybe even a wrist joint if you wanted to. I don't think I've ever really done a wrist joint. But now you take this, take some clay, and you kind of put it over a little section of, the wire. And you could do like a lot better job of this, to try and make it even and stuff. But effectively, you just made the elbow joint right here. And this is, the rest of the arm. And now you can do it again with more clay. Kind of flatten it, and then do that. And, you make it look better. But now effectively you have the shoulder joint and the elbow joint, right, like that. So it's a really kind of like makeshift way. It's, again, I mean, this is what I do, and it works just fine for me. There are a few things though. Is that, well, first off, depending on, I guess, if you could paint the wire, depending on which wire you could get, I'm sure you could paint them. So you definitely want to, after you're done kind of baking all this, because these wires, anyway, I believe I've put in the oven before, and they have that kind of green paper on them, and nothing happens. I'm not sure if you could put all wires in the oven. I don't know. You could just check or whatever, but you definitely want to paint. In any case, you want to paint the wire around, the little joint or whatever, so that it doesn't look like all silver or all like green, like in this case. So you want to do that. Secondly, when I've done this before, I've often made like a little like armature first and then sculpted around it. You don't always need to do that. Like in this case, it works pretty fine doing that. Or what you could do is, I suppose if you made the hole large enough or whatever, you could put some super glue on the end of this, and then kind of push it back into the hole, and the super glue would keep it in place because it's not, attached to a complete armature. So that's pretty much that. And finally, the only other bit of kind of advice I could give is how heavy the arms and stuff is to the body. Like, I mean, it's a little wobbly, but it's working pretty well. But what you might want to do as well, if you're having trouble getting the arm to stay, because like if it's a larger model and say you don't have, really thick wire around, what you always could do is create the pieces of the arm in like tin foil, and then wrap it with clay so that it would be a little bit lighter in terms of the body, which is probably going to be thick and heavy. So that would be a really good way to secure the arm a little bit more than, kind of just making it like this. Because this clay does add weight to the wire right here. But again, it kind of depends on wire thickness. But that's pretty much a tutorial on how I do posability in my clay models when I rarely do. But hopefully that helped you guys, and you can experiment with it a little bit, maybe tweak it to your own needs a little bit more. But that's pretty much it. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you, LSuperSonicQ. Until the next video, Finn.